Imagine this. You type a few words, hit enter, and bam, you're suddenly watching an artificial intelligence generate an absolute cinematic masterpiece. No cameras, no actors, no crew. Things that used to cost Hollywood studios millions of dollars in visual effects budgets and honestly months of rendering time can now literally be summoned right from your laptop in a matter of seconds. Welcome to a completely new era of video creation. If you've ever had a brilliant visual idea but, maybe lacked the technical skills or the budget to actually bring it to life, this explainer is going to be an absolute game changer for you.
So here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover what text-to-video AI actually is, how the magic works under the hood, the limitless possibilities for creators, how you can write the perfect prompt, the current limitations, and finally, the future of video creation.
Okay, let's dive into this with part one. What is text-to-video AI? It's all about translating ideas directly into visuals. So at its core, text-to-video AI is a technology that generates video content based entirely on your written instructions. You just describe exactly what you want to see. For example, you could type something like, a futuristic city at night, flying cars moving between skyscrapers, cinematic lighting, realistic style. And the AI analyzes those specific words and builds a visual scene directly from them. But here's the crazy part. Depending on the tool you're using, you get an incredible amount of control. You're not just asking for a static picture anymore. You can actually dictate the camera movement, the characters, the exact lighting setup, the aspect ratio, and even how long the video lasts. Think about what a massive paradigm shift this is. Anyone who has ever edited video knows that incredibly tedious hunt for stock clips, right? Or having to go out and shoot footage and then dragging everything into a timeline manually. This new technology flips that whole process on its head. Instead of starting with a blank video timeline, you just start with an idea. The barrier to entry isn't about what footage you have sitting on a hard drive anymore. It's quite literally just your imagination. Moving right along to part two, how the magic actually works. Let's take a quick peek under the hood.
The process behind this is actually highly systematic. It's almost like a giant puzzle. First up, you provide the AI with your text prompt input. In step two, the system deeply analyzes those words, basically trying to map out the spatial and contextual scene that you're describing. And finally, in step three, its generative model goes to work creating the visual data that matches your instructions. Now, different systems handle this generative step in a few different ways. Some of them can just generate short video clips straight from the text in one single go. Others take more of a two-step approach where they create a static image first and then animate it. But either way, these advanced models are now capable of generating incredibly realistic motion, complex camera sweeps, and highly detailed characters just from these three simple steps.
Which brings us to part three, limitless possibilities for creators. We are finally moving way beyond generic stock footage.
And this brilliantly illustrates how different types of creators can specifically use this to their advantage. For YouTubers, imagine you're making a video about, say, artificial intelligence. Instead of endlessly scrolling through the exact same generic stock footage that everyone else on the platform is using, you can just generate a custom, futuristic computer lab specifically for your script. For storytellers, you aren't limited by reality at all. You can create highly specific character scenes and entirely fictional, fantastical narratives. And for educators out there, you can instantly generate complex animations and visualizations to make your lessons so much more engaging. The absolute biggest advantage here, it's total 100% customization. Seriously, just imagine typing this exact prompt. A young explorer discovers an ancient, hidden city deep inside a jungle with giant stone temples covered in glowing symbols. Normally, if you wanted to visualize a scene like that, you'd either be stuck just describing it with words, or you'd literally have to spend millions of dollars building a physical movie set. But now, the AI just generates it instantly. That is an insane amount of power to hand over to everyday creators.
All right, part four, writing the perfect prompt. Consider this your mini masterclass in AI communication.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer contrast. There is a massive difference in output potential between a complete novice and an absolute expert. If you just type a basic prompt like, a robot in a city, well, you're forcing the AI to guess. What kind of robot? What time of day is it? Where's the camera? The result is going to be super generic. But look at that advanced prompt. It vividly dictates the scene. A highly advanced humanoid robot walking through a futuristic city at night, neon signs reflecting on wet streets, cinematic lighting. We are giving the AI precise directions on lighting, camera speed, atmosphere, even the lens choice. The difference in the final video generated from these two prompts is staggering. So how do you consistently get that advanced result? Well, you use this compounding 7-part formula. When you are writing your instructions, make sure you hit every single one of these points. Define your subject. Place them in a specific environment. Give them an action to do. Dictate the camera angle or movement. Specify the lighting. Name the visual style. And finally, declare the mood. This simple structure is a highly actionable framework. I guarantee you, if you combine these 7 elements every single time you type a prompt, you are going to dramatically improve your results.
Okay, let's slow down for part 5, limitations and human necessity. It's time for a quick reality check.
Look, we have to be honest here, text-to-video AI is far from perfect right now. You are absolutely going to encounter some strange, warped movements or, background characters that suddenly sprout 3 extra arms. You'll for sure spot distorted objects and highly unrealistic physics. We're talking water flowing backward or shadows casting in the completely wrong direction. On top of that, AI has a lot of difficulty generating consistent long videos. Right now, it's much, much better at just doing short clips. And sometimes, let's face it, the AI just completely misinterprets your prompt no matter how perfectly you followed that 7-part framework. This is exactly why human oversight is absolutely mandatory. So the crucial point here is that because of these limitations, human creativity hasn't been replaced at all. Your role has just evolved into this really cool hybrid workflow. Here's how it works. First, you generate dozens of clips. Second, you use your own human taste to choose only the absolute best ones that actually make sense. Third, you add the actual soul of the video, your voiceover, your music, your sound effects. And finally, you edit the whole shebang together. You aren't just a prompter, you are the director actively curating the AI's raw material. Which leads us perfectly into part 6, the future of video creation. It's all about democratizing imagination. I want you to imagine a world just a few years from now where you can write an entire movie scene and the AI flawlessly handles all of it. The characters, the lip-syncing dialogue, those sweeping camera moves, and even blockbuster visual effects. For creators, this is going to dramatically reduce the cost and the time required to produce top-tier visual content. And ultimately, as this quote perfectly captures, when the barrier between an idea and a video becomes smaller, more people can turn their imagination into something visual. The biggest advantage of this stuff isn't just that it's flashy, cool technology. The true advantage is the pure democratization of creativity. Because at the end of the day, this technology gives a powerful voice and an endless visual canvas to millions of people who previously just couldn't afford to share their ideas. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to think about. Would you use text-to-video AI to create YouTube videos, advertisements, short films, or social media content? Think about all those incredible ideas you've been holding back. The tools to actually build them are now literally at your fingertips. Thank you so much for joining me today, and hey, keep creating.